Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel, and today, well, you've read the title obviously, I'm going to be doing a Doctor Who DVD collection. Now, I'm currently doing a marathon at the moment. I'm up to The Green Death, so I've just watched that, so I'm about to start season 11, Pertwee's final season, sadly. So yeah, so I want to do this collection. Well, I really want to do a DVD collection, but I was thinking, should I wait until I've finished my marathon? Because I'm only doing classic stuff for this marathon. But I'm also going to do stuff like Scribble the Shalka and Adventure in Space and Time and Death of the Doctor because Joe Grant's in it. So I was thinking, well, should I wait? And I thought, no, because we're getting a new release on Monday, and that is, of course, just turn my flash on. Fury from the Deep, the new animation. So I thought, well, I'll be a little smart arse and do a DVD collection where I'm going to say all of my opinions up to the Green Death, and I might sort of scatter opinions after that, and then I'll do another DVD collection when, well, I'll do it if I add anything to the Blu-rays and Steelbooks, because obviously I've got all the collection stuff, but I will do it again if I add anything to, I guess, sort of this section. I don't think people will be sort of interested in this, so morely this section. And obviously when I get the DVD for Fury from the Deep, which my very good friend Dan has bought for me as a birthday present, so if you're watching this, which you are most likely, thank you, Dan. So we'll go to the beginning, won't we? That is a good place to start. So so kicking off with, well, An Unearthly Child. Now, opinions on this are very split. Personally, I really like it. I know a lot of people say, oh, just part one's great and then the rest is kind of boring crap. I don't think so. Don't get me wrong, part one's the best part. It's probably the single best episode in Doctor Who's history. I don't know, it's one of the best. But I don't know, I just really like the rest of it. There's great caveman politics, and there's like also that from well, spoilers, but you probably have seen this if you're watching it. There's also that bit where the first Doctor's like going on about no, it's the bad guy caveman, and he's like, oh, this is a bad knife, you know. Like it doesn't show what it's meant to. And then obviously the first Doctor's like, this knife has no blood on it. It's just a really bloody good scene. And then when the first Doctor's about to fucking smash in a caveman's face with a rock, you know, the first Doctor's quite dark in these early serials. But I think it's really good, to be honest. I mean, it can get, I guess, a bit boring at times, but I like it, and it's the first ever story, so it's good. I think it's great. The Daleks. I The Daleks is a great story, don't get me wrong, and if it wasn't for this, we would not have Doctor Who today. I appreciate it a lot, I love it, I adore it, but it can just, I don't know, it can be a bit... I don't think it drags. I just didn't enjoy it as much as I used to the last time I watched it. The last time I watched this was in November, so I've not seen it in a while. I'm thinking about watching it again. Blech. I'm thinking about watching it again soon. But of course, I love the Daleks. I think it's great. But it's not my favourite Hartnell, basically, but it is great, don't get me wrong, I do love it. The Edge of Destruction. I used to hate this. Very underrated in my opinion. I think it's a fantastic script for David Whittaker's first, and you've got that brilliant bit where the first Doctor's on about like the birth of a sun and its planet. It's a bloody great speech by Hartnell. I really like it. Edge of Destruction, I think, is underrated. Although it might be a bit stupid for I guess the reason why the stuff is happening, like it's a bit silly, you know. But the reason is that button, like there's all this spring in that button or whatever. You know, it's a bit silly, but it's 60s Doctor Who. Just go with it. But I think it's very underrated. The Edge of Destruction. Marco Polo. Oh, that's another thing I'll do when I do a sort of updated DVD collection. I will give my scores for all these. I don't think. Nah, I won't bother doing it in this. Marco Polo. It's bloody fantastic. It's my favourite season 1. It just feels like this great big epic adventure. Obviously, you know, them travelling through Asia, and I can't really remember much, but I have watched all those kind of reconstructions. No, it's just really bloody good. No, it is. We've got some great characters like Pinchot. It was a great villain. Very very interesting to see them in this sort of culture. I think. It's just really bloody good. I can't really say much, but I don't think I do want to say much. I think Marco Polo is a story you need to go into and just not know anything about it. But it is really bloody good, Marco Polo. It's fantastic. By the way, sorry if I don't say... I mean, I have said a lot about the first 3 stories, but some of these I've not watched since like the end of last year. So my memory might be a bit faded. Faded? Is that even the word? A bit faded on them. Keys of Marinus, a lot of fun. Very good quest and adventure type story. It's a lot of fun. Keys of Marinus. Aztecs, a bloody fantastic historical, really great story for Barbara. That I get fantastic villain. Yutoxo, I think that's what he's called. Just bloody again, a great script by John Lucarotti. It's just a bloody great historical and a bloody great Hartnell story. It's just so good, and also the Doctor gets engaged. The Sensorites. Now, a lot of people don't like this one. I don't understand why. I think it's bloody fun. Well, not fantastic. Well, to be honest, it's pretty good. I give it an 8. It's just very creepy, and I love the 60s-ness to it and the atmosphere. And they're. I mean, look at them. They are some of the greatest looking 60s monsters of Sensorites. I think it's just a really bloody cool story. Again, interesting culture the Sensorites are. And I think it's very underrated. And part 1 is magnificent. Part 1 is bloody atmospheric and very creepy. And it's just, I just love it. Because it's just classic 60s sci-fi. That's what I love about it. Really love the Sensorites. I think it's so underrated. The Reign of Terror. A bloody fantastic historical, in my opinion. I love the French Revolution period. It's just Hartnell's costume. He looks so fucking badass. I really wish we got that as a figure. It's just so. I don't know what it is. I just really love it. Reign of Terror is just something so cool and just amazing about it. I think it's the best it's one of the best historicals. It's just it's so good. I do love Reign of Terror. And the animated episodes, I know a lot of people don't like them. I like the animation, if I'm honest. The face animation is a bit weird, and there's a lot of camera angles where it goes like it just sort of tracks around, like zooms all over the place. But I feel like they took a bit of it's very accurate, but it took a bit of sort of creative license with the camera angles. Do remember this was Planet 55's first animation, and this was the first one they had done in 7 years. So, you know, I feel like Planet 55 learnt their mistake from this and much improved on it in the 10th Planet and the Moon Base. But I really like the animation. very stylistic and very detailed, much better than the fucking animations we're getting now. But love Reign of Terror. And then we've got Planet of Giants. Again, I've loved this. I think it's underrated. You may notice this. I do love a lot of the Hartnell era. It's just something so magical about this era. This is just bloody magnificent. Again, I love the production on it. I love the story with the insecticide, and it's like a sort of I don't know what is the words I'm looking for. I can't remember, but the production on this is amazing. We've got the giant cat, and just love how they've obviously got shrunk down to the size of an inch, and it's just the best thing about the story is the production. The production in this is fucking incredible, and this was the days before CGI and special effects. All the sets you see in this were actually built. It's just incredible, I think, and I love the story. With like try to wipe certain insects out. I think that's what they're trying. I can't exactly remember. But I love the story, and it's the production's so good. Dark Invasion of Earth. It's bloody fantastic as well. It's bloody fantastic and great and all, but the direction really lets this fucking story down. I mean, it was Richard Martin who directed this, wasn't it? Yeah, Richard Martin. I hate the direction in this. I fucking despise the direction. It's awful. Really bloody awful. But the story and the Daleks in it, terrifying. And it's very iconic. The bit when they're going across Westminster Bridge, and just that fantastic 4-minute sequence where they're traveling, they're going around London, and you've just got the Daleks everywhere. It's just so good. And their plan to turn the Earth into a gigantic spaceship is fucking mental. But I do love Dalek Invasion of Earth, but I hate the direction. The Rescue, quite a fun, nice little neat story. I think again it's very underrated. I just really like it. It's very simple, and Quillian is a great design. The Romans. I used to hate this, but I watched it with my friend Dan a while back, and we absolutely bloody loved it. We were just laughing, and just how funny this story is, and just there's just something again so magical about it, and you can tell Hartnell he's having a bloody whale of a time. It's bloody great, the Romans. It's just so funny, and also there's Nero, and also he gets the idea to burn Rome, I guess. Well, the first Doctor caused it, who knows. And you've also got the slave trade and stuff. It teaches about Roman culture very well, I think. And I was gonna say something else. I can't remember. It's bloody marvelous. The Romans. Was a 10. I used to hate it. And I just tried to appreciate it more every time I watched it. Obviously I watched it in my marathon. Last year now. And it was an 8, but it just hadn't clicked with me. When I watched it with Dan, it did click. It's a 10 out of 10. The Romans is... It's just so much fun. The Web Planet, again, a lot of people don't like this one. I really like it. I love its 60s ambition, and just how different. It's so 60s and very of its time. And, back then, this was like the shit to people. Like, what I mean by the shit is, this was like the best thing ever to people back then. It was like, if you missed the Web Planet, you weren't a Doctor Who fan. this was the most highest viewed 60s story. And I can see why. It's very ambitious, very of its time, and I can see why people probably thought it was, just brilliant. Obviously nowadays it's not considered the best, but again, I just think it's very underrated. I do love the Web Planet. The Crusade. Can't remember much about this, but it's a great story. I can't remember. There's not really much I can say about it. It is a great story though. The Space Museum. I don't mind this one. A lot of people hate it. I think part one's very good, although it falls a bit flat after that. But I do enjoy Space Museum. The Chase. I watched this one again recently. A lot of fun. The Dalek and Mechanoid battle is fantastic. The robot copy of the First Doctor is hilarious. The location stuff is quite good. Ian and Barbara's departure is quite sad. Also, I forgot to say about that. How did I forget? Dalek Invasion of Earth. Hartnell's speech to Susan is bloody fantastic. The Chase. It's just a lot of fun. Just so much fun. Time Meddler, again, it's a lot of fun. Galaxy 4, very underrated, I think. I quite like the story. People say it's boring. I don't get why. I think it's enjoyable, to be honest. Mission to the Unknown, a bloody great setup to the Magnificent Daleks master plan. The Mythmaker's underrated as hell. I fucking love this so much. I want this to be animated. This is my most wanted Hartnell to be animated. Oh, it's so good. It's so good. It's just hilarious. It's so good. Dalek's master plan, the greatest Hartnell ever. There's not. What else can I say? 12-part, the granddaddy of all Hartnells. Just so good. Very dark. And the Daleks are done magnificently in it. The Massacre of St. Bartholomew's Eve. It's a great story, don't get me wrong, but I just wish it existed. And I want the last 10 minutes of part 4 to come back, the Bell of Doom. And Hartnell's best speech is in this, and probably his best moment, that bit where he reflects on his companions at the end. Touching stuff that but yeah, I just wish it existed. The Ark, again, I like the story. I think it's quite fun, underrated, a bit crap in some part stuff, but Celestial Toymaker, I love this. I think it's underrated again. Very enjoyable, although I think part 3 is a bit boring, to be honest. And I love how these two have met. The First Doctor and the Toymaker they've already met before, which is quite cool. But I think it's underrated. The Gunfighters, no. Now that it's weird, we've had 22, 3, 4, 24 Hartnell so far, and not a single one of them to me is a dud. This is a dud. This is crap. Savages, one of the best Hartnells. People who have not seen this, you need to watch this, and again, just go into it with not knowing anything. This is fantastic 60s stuff. This is bloody amazing, and the music. I don't want to say anything. Watch the Savages. The War Machines. Great story, great message about artificial technology. Obviously taking over, and it basically predicted the future. The War Machines are a great design, some great iconic London imagery. Great battle sequence. My only problem with this would be a 10, but my only problem is how the fuck do these fit in the lift in there, or how do they? I don't know. But War Machines is great. Smugglers. 10th Planet, bloody great, ended the Hartnell's era. Just, it's fantastic. I mean, I've not been saying fantastic and underrated for a lot, but they are. The Hartnell era is magical. 10th Planet is fantastic. The Cybermen are fucking creepy as hell. These are the creepiest Cybermen, and they're so good. Very chilling. And one of the, I'd probably one of the more iconic 60s. Well, yeah, obviously, yeah, one of the most iconic 60s stories. And obviously, this is Hartnell's swan song, and yeah, just it's a bloody great story. It's my second favorite Hartnell. I give this one a 10. And oh, the animation, very good. But yeah, that's a great ending to Hartnell's era. The Hartnell era is magical. Lost in Time, great collection of the orphaned missing episodes, although it's quite out of date now. And there's a slim edition of this I want to get because I have nothing else to buy. The Power of the Daleks, this special edition. My favourite story ever, as you could, there's the Genesis sticker on there. My favourite story of all time. I fucking love it. It is just fantastic. It's so bloody good. The second Doctor's great in it. All the supporting characters are great in it. I care about all of them. The Daleks are the most creepiest ever. This is the most terrifying portrayal of them, definitely. And just, it's just so good because it's just so dripping with atmosphere and dread, and obviously unless Part 4's cliffhanger is the best cliffhanger in Doctor Who's history, and Leston realises what he's done wrong. And this story shows the Daleks' greatest power is not their weapons, it's their intelligence. And that's what makes it terrifying. And I think because I listened to the commentary on this, and Robert Sherman's in it, and he says, we know the Daleks better than the characters themselves doing it, which is quite a striking thought. But Power is bloody fantastic. And I really liked the original animation, although it had some mistakes and there were some problems. But I thought it was a good animation. The special editions made it a lot better. It's more smoother. It's more clearer now. It's clean as fuck. There's some changes that they've done that I don't like. They got rid of Patrick Troughton's check trousers, which they managed to tackle in the original. And there was they've shortened down parts of the audio, which I don't like, because you're missing parts. You're just missing parts of the story of audio, and that I guess maybe it's to make it feel more fast paced, but no one's going into this expecting it to be the greatest bit of TV ever, even though it is the greatest bit of TV ever. But no one's going into these expecting them to be the greatest story ever. They're going into them for it to be faithful recreations, which we're not really getting anymore. But yeah, Power's fantastic. It's so good. Just a bloody magnificent story. Just if you've not seen Power, watch fucking Power. And obviously the beginning of the Troughton era, it is magnificent. The Highlanders is okay. It's great for character stuff, but Underwater Menace, I've always liked this, but I was never like, I thought this was the greatest. So I watched it with the loose cannon reconstruction, and I enjoyed it a hell of a lot more. The reconstruction on this is fucking awful. It is horrendous. But I watched this with the loose cannon reconstruction, and I enjoyed it a lot more. It's very fun. Underwater Menace is very camp. it's very fun. I love Underwater Menace. The moon base, fantastic, and the animation is the best we have ever got. Still remains the best animation. The Cybermen are fantastic in this. The Macra Terror. Now you might be wondering, why is it the old cover? Well, because I prefer it. Recently I swapped the covers. So inside, it's still got the animation and contents, and I swapped around the discs because the black and white one should be disc 1 and then colour should be disc 2. But Macro Terror. Now the animation. If you treat the animation as its own thing, it's gorgeous and magnificent. But what it's meant to represent, no. It's really bloody good animation, but if it was very faithful to what the Macro Terror once was, it probably would have been my favourite animation, but the moon base remains being my favourite. But Macro Terror is a very good story. Very dystopian and 1984. Right, the faceless ones. Right. I used to love this, but I still love the story, but I fucking hate the animation for this. It's very inaccurate, very poor. I found out recently it was Adobe Animate they'd done it in, which is crap. The story's fantastic, but the animation is bloody awful. I think I'm not a fan, but it is a fantastic story. The Evil of the Daleks. Parts 3 and 4 are quite slow, but it is a magnificent story. Tomb of the Cybermen, best Cyberman story ever. I don't need to say much. It's fantastic. The Ball Snowmen, I can't get into this one. I did not enjoy it, to be honest. The Ice Warriors, not the best, but not the worst. Quite. It's fine. Never come to these beauties. The Enemy of the World, fantastic. It really showcases Troughton's acting ability. It's really fantastic. Web of Fear is fantastic. Brilliant base under siege. And Fear from the Deep, atmospheric, brilliant. The animation, I don't know. I mean, I'm looking forward to it, but I feel like there's going to be problems. But Fury's brilliant. Wheel in Space, it's alright. Dominators, was my first 60s story, so I can't hate it, but I can admit it's really not the best. Mind Robber's fantastic, genius, great ideas. The Invasion, fantastic. The Crotons, not a fan of it. I used to really like it, but not anymore. It's just average. Seas of Death, underrated and fantastic. The Space Pirates. That's what I think of that. The War Games. Fantastic ending to Triton's era. Then we get on to Pertwee. Spirit from Space is fantastic. Doctor and the Silurians is fantastic. The Ambassadors of Death, bit iffy, but it's fantastic. Inferno is magnificent. Terror of the Autons, signed by Richard Franklin. Didn't enjoy it as much, but still great. Mind of Evil, great, but again, I've noticed more problems with it. Claws of Axos is fucking underrated. I love this. Colony in Space, I have more appreciation for now. If it's gonna go back in, please go back in. And the Daemons, brilliant, fantastic, classic Peril. Right, now onto the second shelf. My arms are killing me. Right. Day of the Daleks, signed by John Levine. Special edition is great. The original story is great plot. Just I don't like the budget. Curse of Peladon, great political intrigue. Sea Devils, bit overrated but still really bloody good. Mutants, my favourite of season 9, which I know is very controversial, but I love it. I think it's great. A Time Monster. It's alright. Three Doctors. Oh, now season 10. I love season 10. Three Doctors is fantastic. Carnival of Monsters is a genius script by Robert Holmes. Frontier in Space is a great political war thriller. Planet of the Daleks, my first classic story. I fucking love this to bits after watching it again recently. It's so bloody good. I love it so much, Planet of the Daleks. And The Green Death. The end to Joe Grant's run. The message in this is bloody amazing. Love The Green Death. Now I'm going to, well, sort of just skim through the rest now and not really say my opinions, but if I've got like a favourite story or one that I don't like, I will say it or whatever. So, The Time Warrior. Introduction to the Suntarans. It's great. Invasion of Dinosaurs is great. Death of the Daleks. Monster of Peladon. Planet of the Spiders. The ending to Pertwee Era. And it's a good ending. It's a great ending. Now to Tom Baker. Robot. The Ark in Space. The Sontaran Experiment. Genesis of the Daleks. Bloody brilliant. Revenge of the Cybermen. Terror of the Zygons. Planet of Evil. Pyramids of Mars. The Android Invasion. The Brain of Mobius. The Seeds of Doom, my favourite Tom Baker. Love this. The Mask of Mandragora. The Hand of Fear. The Deadly Assassin. The Face of Evil. The Robots of Death. The Talons of Wen Chiang. Horrifying Rock. The Invisible Enemy. Image of the Fendal. The Sunmakers. Underworld. The Invasion of Time. Goodbye to that. The Rebus Operation. The Pirate Planet. The Stones of Blood. The Androids of Tara. The Power of Kroll. And the Armageddon Factor. Key to Time. Destiny of the Daleks. City of Death, signed by Julian Glover. The Creature from the Pit. Nightmare of Eden. The Horns of Naimon. And Shada, signed by Lullaboard. Meglos. Full Circle. State of Decay. Warrior's Gate. The Keeper of Traken. And Logopolis, the ending to Tom Baker's era. Castrovalva. Forge Doomsday. Kinda. Now onto the third shelf. The Visitation. Black Orchid. Earthshock. Fantastic. Time Flight. I think it's quite funny. Arc of Infinity. Snake Dance. Modern Undead. Terminus. Enlightenment. The King's Demons. The Five Doctors. Warriors of the Deep. The Awakening. Sorry if my door's creaking, by the way, but I've got the window open because I'm warm. Was it I think, yeah. The Awakening, if I didn't do it already. Frontios. Resurrection of the Daleks, Bess Davison. Planet of Fire. The Caves of Androzani. Also, that's Davison's run. The Twin Dilemma. Beginning of Colin's run. I don't need to say that, you know what it is. Attack of the Cybermen. Venus and Varos. Oh. The Mark of the Rani. The Two Doctors signed by Nicola Bryant. Time Lash. Revelation of the Daleks. The Trial of a Time Lord, parts 1 to 4, The Mysterious Planet. The Trial of a Time Lord, parts 5 to 8, Mind Warp. The Trial of a Time Lord, parts. Oh shit! Haha! I had them the other way around. I didn't notice that. I apologise. How the fuck have they got mixed up? Oh. That's why they would have actually. Sorry. So, Travel Time Lord parts 5 to 8, Mind Warp. Travel Time Lord parts 9 to 12, Tower of the Vervoids. And Travel Time Lord parts 13 and 14, the Ultimate Foe. Time in the Rani. Paradise Towers. Delta and the Bannermen. Dragonfire. Remembrance of the Daleks, my favourite McCoy, signed by Sophie Aldred. The Happiness Patrol. Silver Nemesis. The Great Show in the Galaxy. Battlefield. Ghostlight. The Curse of Fenric. Survival. The movie or the TV movie, whatever you prefer to call it. The Cushing movies of Doctor and the Daleks and Daleks Invasion Earth 2150 AD. Kanan and Company, A Girl's Best Friend. Dimensions in Time. More Than 30 Years in the TARDIS. The Doctor's 30 Years of Time Travel and Beyond. The Curse of Fatal Death. Scream of the Shalka. The Doctor's Revisited. An Adventure in Space and Time. The Aztecs. We're now on to the original edition, sorry. So, these are original editions. So, the Aztecs. The Power of the Daleks. Weird to think this is an original edition now. The Tomb of the Cybermen, signed by Fraser Hines. The Enemy of the World. The Seeds of Death of the 40th anniversary sticker. Spirit from Space. Inferno. Also, yes, obviously they're now doing the classic DVDs in clear cases. I don't know if this is going to be permanent, but apparently it's for environmental reasons, and also apparently it's for environmental reasons, but also I think, well, it's that, but the company who makes the silver cases, that sounds really weird, but they weren't able to supply them to the BBC during the COVID-19 pandemic, so they're now in clear cases. So for Power of the Dalek Special Edition, I had a spare Genesis DVD, so I swapped him. However, I don't have another spare classic DVD for Fury from the Deep, because that's going to be in a clear case, so I'm going to have to use this, the Inferno original edition. The Claws of Axos. The Three Doctors. Carnival of Monsters. And then onto the last shelf. The Green Death. The Ark in Space. The Robots of Death. The Talons of Wing Chiang. Shada. There we go. The Visitation. The 5 Doctors original edition. I printed out my own cover for this. Well, not my own cover, but a better cover, so it fits in with the rest of the range. Resurrection of the Daleks. The Caves of Androzani. Vengeance on Varos. Remembrance of the Daleks. And the TV movie. Now on to sort of, well, spare stuff, I don't really know. Davros Collection box set. A lovely box set, this. Tom Baker's Ultimate Sci-Fi Quiz. The Doctors, the Patrick Charters, DVD files, the Daleks, Inferno, the Sea Devils, and Earthshock. And then onto Blu-rays, we have the Macro Terror, Spared from Space. Might be wondering what the hell this is. These are my old shit discs from season 12, because mine came with the wrong discs, so I did swap them. Obviously, so I've just put the season 10 discs in here now. And yes, that's the season 12 content with the wrong labels, I guess. Now onto Steelbooks, The Power of the Daleks, and the Macro Terror. Now onto the collection Blu-rays. Season 10, signed by Katie Manning. Season 12. Season 14. Season 18, signed by Jeffrey Beavers. Season 19, signed by Sarah Sutton. Season 23. And Season 26. And then we've got some of these DVDs here, like in these little, what you would get with the Sun. So we've got Day of Armageddon, the Faceless Ones, so that's part 2 of Dalek's Master Plan, and this is part 1 of Faceless Ones. And then we've got Spared from Space part 1, The Robots of Death part 1, and then the Doctor Who the Collection 40th anniversary disc that came with the magazine last year. Just put them back in, and that's it. So that is my entire Doctor Who DVD collection. This video is 43 minutes, and DVD files, Blu-rays, collection box sets, steelbooks, and all that lovely other stuff. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this. Although I feel like it's become a bit stale for like the last maybe 15 minutes because I've just been going through them, but I'm going to redo this. Well, not redo, I'm going to do it again where I say all my opinions when I finish my marathon, and obviously Fury from the Deep will be added. So, yeah, also, there's a series which is going to come back on this channel. I done part 1 of this on a live stream a couple of years ago, but I never finished it. My mate Dan, I've been inspired by something from him. Basically, I'm gonna do my Doctor Who DVD collection and show the order I got them in. So there's gonna be 4 parts basically. So part 1 will be Shelf 1, part 2 will be so that'll be part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4. However, I'm gonna show the order I got them in. So I need to pull out all my box sets because they are down in here, as you can see. So I'm gonna have to pull those out. And yeah, and I'm gonna have to remember the order I got some of these in. Also, the recent stuff I can remember, and then there was like a huge chunk of DVDs I got which I can remember. and I can remember my early stuff like it, but there's just some stuff in between I'm gonna have to try and remember. So it might not be 100% in order, but and I will record part 4 probably. It's now Sunday, so tomorrow when Fury comes. So I will record part 4 when I get Fury, because obviously it'll be down here. So, and I'm gonna put collection stuff. So I guess it's gonna be Blu-rays as well, and these. So yeah, that's it. I don't have anything else to say. So, well, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you all soon. Goodbye.